Hey guys, welcome back. My name is Courtney and I'm with Clean Teen Publishing and Crimson Tree Publishing, and I love duty formatting. This is part 3 of our video series on formatting ebooks. This round we're going to talk about making title images, inserting those. We're going to also talk about different page breaks that you can do and the importance of bookmarking for your table of contents. So the first thing I want to talk about is the images that you can use for title headers. While this is just fine, where it says prologue, and then it has the subtitle, The Dead Shall Rise, and then it also has the point of view. I think that's Dradnos, I'm not sure exactly. But you can keep these this way, that's fine, but I've always liked to pizzazz them up a bit because I feel like when you get the ebook, you kind of get gypped a little bit on the whole artistic experience, because when you're doing an ebook, you can only do and control so many things in the process. If you do pretty chapter headers, it still gives you the same kind of feel that you would get if you had the paperback and you had those ornate chapter headings. So I'm going to show you the way that I feel is the easiest way for me. I am pretty well versed in Photoshop, but every single time I come back to PowerPoint, and I know this might sound very bizarre, but I'm going to kind of walk you through the process that I use to make chapter headers. So I'm going to open up what I've been working on right now, make it a little bit bigger for you. And basically what this is I started making my chapter headers this way. And so you can see here, and you can do whatever you want. This is very, stylistically whatever you want to do. And oftentimes I do the formatting for the paperbacks too, which I do in InDesign. I don't do them in Word. But I'll take the same elements from InDesign, the same fonts and things like that sort, and even images, and I will put them into this type that I'm doing right now on PowerPoint and save them as an image to insert into my chapter headers. So anyway, you can see my chapter number right here. This is the 68. And then I have my subtitle, The Dead Shall Rise Too. And then I have my point of view by Zach. To set this up, I basically open a new presentation, and it gives me tons of different options, but I'm just going to choose the white one. It didn't give it to me because I still have it open, but just choose the first option that it comes up. And you'll see, you have this big square that's ready for a presentation. Go to your themes button up here, and you'll see that slide size is on the left. If you click that, you can go down to page setup. Now, again, this is totally a stylistic thing. You can change this to whatever you feel. For this one in particular, I did a 5-inch by, I believe it was 2 inches. And again, I want it to be long-sided. And I clicked OK. And there are 2 still text boxes in here. And from here, I just did, what I did to get the look that you saw right over here. And so once I created those, I started the prologue, and then I would go up to File, Save As, or you can do Save as Picture. And for all of these, I do it by number. As you can see right here, a lot of them are saved. So say this is number 90, that way I don't accidentally get it override the other one. And you save it to where you want. A lot of times I will do mine on the desktop. I will clear off my desktop, and then I will start doing it all on the desktop, so it's very easy to grab. This time, by accident, I did it in my documents, but that's fine. I don't keep a whole lot in there anyway. And then you're going to go down here to Format. And I know this is weird, but I save all of my files that I'm going to use for ebooks as a gift file. A gift file. And the reason is twofold. GIFs files are very small, and they don't take up a lot of space. And number 2, there's this weird thing, and I have not figured it out, about if you use a PNG, which I highly don't recommend, or you can use a JPEG. But with both of those formats, you get this funny little black line that goes underneath the picture no matter what you do. But for some reason, with the GIF file, you will not get that line. And so you're just going to click Save. And you're just going to sit here and say, okay, I'm ready for 69. And you can just change this, and you keep going until you're all the way finished. And then my advice to you would be to save one of these files that's normally formatted with the title, the description, and the character. Save it as a PowerPoint and file that away with all the rest. That way, when you get a sequel, or if you have to make adjustments, you don't have to restart the formatting from beginning. You already have the basic PowerPoint presentation. And again, I've done this in Photoshop. I can do this in Photoshop, but for some reason, the way that this is saved, it doesn't take up a lot of room, and with the with the Photoshop, I just feel like there's so many options on size saving that this is the way to go. So once they're all saved, and I have again mine on my documents, we're going to start inserting these. And now the cool thing about this part of the formatting is you can do a lot of things that you have to do at the same time, as long as you have your handy dandy little toolbar that we had made earlier, and you have your styles up here. And so let me show you. The first thing I'm going to do is create a space in between the prologue. You will want this space. Otherwise, when you save this and export this and do all the stuff to make it an ebook, which we will go through, you will find that even if you center this, it might be off to the left or off to the right. It won't necessarily be centered. It could, but I'm not sure how it works, but the way that the e-reader reads it, it could put it anywhere. And so there's always a good thing to have a space. They say you can put 2 to 3 spaces, but don't put more than that, or else it will start giving you errors, especially if you use smash words. It's very picky. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to come over here and I'm going to highlight all 3 of those lines, since all of that is inside of my image. And I'm going to click on my little image that I made earlier. And again, I said mine were in documents. And I'm going to start typing prologue. And it's going to give it to me right here. Double click on that, and it's going to insert it in there. Doesn't that look so nice? And then this is where the cool part comes in. You can't do this while this text frame or this image frame is up, but you can highlight it like that, and then the home image or the home bar appears again. Go down to your styles and click centered, and voila, there it's centered. You don't have to do anything else but that. And then once you do that, what I want you to do is I want you to click bookmark. And it's going to pull up your bookmark, and now I'm going to name it prologue. Add. Okay, this is doing a lot of different things at one time, but when I go back to make my table of contents, I've already completed this. Now, in this particular document, the cool thing is that if I scroll down to the first chapter, all of my chapters start with chapter and then 1, which is very neat. So I can push my find button, I can open that up, and I can type in the word chapter right here. And it'll pull up chapter 1, 2, 3, 4, all the way down. This just makes it easier so I don't have to go through each and every page trying to find the next chapter. I do want to point out that this is the perfect time to take away all of these paragraph spaces that are here. You don't want to do that, okay? So whenever you're doing your book, it's good to just highlight all but one, because remember, you want one in between. And then you go to your little book or your little toolbar right here, and then you click page break, and it'll automatically take you there. And then again, we're going to highlight all of these, go to picture, and I'm going to pick number 1 because it's my first. And then highlight, centered, and then I'm going to go to my bookmark again, and I'm going to write in 1. Now you might think it'd be easier to type in the number 1, which is great, but you will not be able to add it. It does not work with numerical values, and it also doesn't work with spaces. Say I wanted to put chapter 1 in here. It will not let me. It only has, does not approve spaces or numerical characters. So I simply use it as 1, and then that's it. And you'll notice that I still have the space on top. I have my image. I do not have a space here, although you can put a space here. It's up to you. But you will notice that, let me show you on this next one. And again, I can do find and then go to chapter 2 immediately. So here I will show you what happens in one instance. Let me take away these real quick and put in my page break. Now, if I didn't have this here, and I literally had my chapter 2 and all that, and then I had a line right after this, I want you to watch what happens. I go and I put my image in, number 2. Okay, let's see. I'm going to, and do you see what happened here? This thing just got really bizarre. And what happened is that this is not even going to let me, it's not even going to let me highlight it, okay? Because this is now formatted with this, and it will not let you take it as 2 separate entities. So what you would have to do is put a space there, and then you were able to have that. And then you're able to do what you were doing earlier with centered, bookmark 2. Okay, so right now I'm going to go through all of these and I'm going to do the same thing. Again, I'm going to do my find. I'll do this one more time for you. Find, I find my chapter 3. Here I have no space, so I'm going to need to create a space. Haha, create space. All right, and then I'm going to put in, again, my page break. I'm going to highlight, put my picture in, number 3, highlight this, center it, bookmark, and name it. Now, again, you do not have to do these chapter headers. I just really honestly feel like it gives the ebook a little bit more oomph. Now, if you're worried, some people might be, KDP, when you put it on KDP Select, which is an Amazon platform for indie authors and publishers, when you put it on there and you choose the 70% royalty rate, they do take a small cut out for the size of your file. So say your size is a really big file, they might take out 30 cents of it for a delivery fee. What I found is that when you use the gifts, it might only be a few cents. The most I've ever had it be, and I did a lot of different clips, not just these headers, but a lot of different pictures, it was 7 cents per copy. To me, wanting to have a reader have that experience, it's completely worth it. So stay tuned, and we're going to do a table of contents and link our files